Very good morning. We are still standing outside the Ngadu Great Place where the family is having a private ceremony with the body of the late King Zwelonke. And right now, I'm joined by the member of the Royal Council, AmaXhosa, who was also the King's Councillor. Let's first talk about the significance and the importance of that private ceremony inside.
Well, the private ceremony inside is to ensure that the king is connected to his ancestry. He is being taken in there. As you heard earlier, there were words that were spoken by the elder of the family in the senior house, who spoke to the king, told him where he was, told him what the next step would be. And the most important part of that ceremony inside is for him to understand that he is representing the royal family as he transcends to the other side of the ancestry. So that's the most important part about what's happening inside the main heart at the moment.
And you were also part of the Royal Council even when King Zwelonke's father, King Xolelizwe, was still king. Talk to us about his kingship, especially the kingdom of AmaXhosa.
Just remember that when he passed away in 2005, King Xolelizwe, this late king's father, had been Africa's longest reigning monarch, having assumed the throne in 1965. So he ruled over the nation for a total of 40 years. He took over from King Zweldumile in 1965 at the height of the repressive apartheid regime. And you should remember that the Xhosa nation fought no less than 8 wars against the British in what is generally referred to as the frontier wars, which were essentially wars of dispossession. There were many of those wars and several battles and skirmishes where the warrior kings of the Xhosa nation defeated the British, leading up to them infiltrating people like Mhlagaza's daughter, Nongauze, who then thought she had seen ancestors in the river and went on to tell the kings to ban all the mealie fields and kill their cattle. And that's when, because of famine, the Xhosa nation got subdued by the British. You remember that in 1835, King Inza Zanzolo, one of the greatest warrior kings that this nation has ever seen, was beheaded by the British. Because he refused to hand over the cattle of the nation, the wealth of the nation. He refused to hand over the land. So the nation of AmaXhosa has been at the forefront of the general pushback against colonialism. We've had quite a number of people from this nation who have been involved in the liberation struggle fighting against apartheid. So it is a very proud nation in terms of the history of this country. And King Xolelizwe was at the center of the pushback against apartheid. There was a time when he was offered to become the president of what was then referred to as the homeland of Transkei, which he declined. He said he does not support the notion of a divided South Africa, divided into apartheid structures where people were removed from their ancestral land and pushed into homelands as the apartheid government wanted. So he said he cannot endorse a repressive system by accepting to be the president of a homeland, because back then it was the kings and the so-called paramount chiefs who were given the position of becoming presidents in the homeland of Transkei.
And I know we can talk all day about a king who ruled for about 40 years. Then he passed away, and the transition from him to King Zwelonke was not smooth at all. The disputes that Princess AmaXhosa has at this point, now that King Zwelonke has also passed away. Does the Royal Council know who will then be the next king, or the discussion will start as to who then now transcends to that position?
The nation is in mourning, and during a period of mourning, no discussion whatsoever can take place around issues of succession. But I can tell you, Busi, that this nation has age-old traditions on how to handle matters. Those traditions and protocols will be followed to the letter. There will be no confusion. I know that members of the royal family, which I am not part of, will sit down. They know exactly what will happen. That is why there can never be any successful contestation of an outcome of those processes, because they follow age-old tradition and protocols.
Mr. Ngcobo, thank you so much for your time. Ace Ngcobo, a member of the Royal Council, who is also the King's councillor, talking about the rule of King Xolilizwe to then the late now King Zwelonke Sitawu, who has also now departed, and now will be joined by Princess Nikiwe Gam, who is Amampondomise Bam, who is Amampondomise Princess Bam. Thank you so much for your time. A sad moment, a sad time for the Xhosa nation as they say bid farewell to their king.
It's really a sad moment, and it's just happened so fast for us. And even though we're not really close as but we're all within the same place and so on. So it's really very sad, especially for us as young people, because we have seeing a king that is giving an opportunity, that is so humble, that wants to develop the community education-wise, and also looking after old people and schools. So we're also looking forward to work with him as well as young people to revive and restore Africa, because we have also seen him traveling, going to other countries, searching for Xhosas. But even though he was searching for Xhosas, but we know that as Ngoni people, as Africans, we are one. We share a lot of communities. So during that period, we know that we could have shared some cultural exchange programs with him as well. So it is a very sad moment for us, and we have lost a visionary, we have lost a leader, we have lost someone that we even shared. We've been here to Nqadu as well for some time, for entertainment, to bring people together. As young people, we've enjoyed that as well. So we have really lost, and we're going to miss him. Unfortunately, he has gone.
And talk to us about the programs that the King started, that as young people you were part of, that seek to develop the rural place.
At some point I was approached to be part of the coordinating team. He had planned to do some development programs in schools, because myself, I'm a science educator, specialized in science and mathematics. So I had thought that I will bring some projects, even if it's camps here in the high schools for matric, to improve the matric results. So we had plans for such, and also looking after women. There are programs where we thought that we'll also bring women together to produce some things from raw materials like wool from the sheep, make jerseys and so on. So those are things that we thought we'll bring. And for women, even computers. I know that there are computers here, but unfortunately I haven't already started to come and visit and see what programs can be brought. But I know that he was very active, and he was out there looking for resources to improve the communities.
And I'm sure all these programs, more than anything else, they seek to bring together both AmaXhosa and Amampondo, as at times there's a division between the two. These were incorporated into one, and we work together.
Yes, any community program has to bring together and create social cohesion in any division that is there, of which at the moment there was not much, because the king you'll see the king visiting other nations. He will embrace events in the Mpondo land. He'll embrace events in the Mpondo Mise, and you also know that as royalties there are intermarriages. So any problem that arises in the family, you will come in and intervene, because you know that you are part of the family. So with such activities that were happening throughout other kingdoms, where you will see the king, you will see that is there for unity, because the traditional leaders, it's important for them to always unite, because if you see different kings in an event, as young people we see a good image, and as young people we know that we have no excuses for us not to work together, because we see our elders are doing it, so we followed our elders.
Thank you so much for your time, Princess Nikki Webam, Princess of AmaMpondo, talking there, sharing the same sentiments that we've been hearing about, that King Zwelonke was preaching unity, and that he was mellowing into his kingship, where he sought to unite everyone. We'll be giving you different voices as the day progresses, but for now it's back to you in studio.
All right, thank you very, very much to the team that are holding down this fantastically, as we bring some unbelievable traditions and culture to you on the day that the AmaXhosa King is set to be buried.